Hello guys, my name is Shetty and I welcome you all for a market analysis video for 18th of April. Now market was closed for about 2 to 3 days and right now the SGX Nifty is indicating a gap down opening on Monday. Now SGX Nifty has closed around 17,300 whereas our Nifty has closed around 17,475, which is about 175 gap. So on Monday, of course, this will change. We might not have so much of gap, or it might have even more gap than 175 points. So let's discuss how we can trade on Monday, what should be the analysis, and how we are going to react. So the chart shown here is of Nifty in a daily time frame. So if you look at Nifty in a daily time frame, it has formed kind of a triple top pattern. Now this is not exactly a typical triple top, but we can somehow consider it as a triple top. So triple top is basically a bearish pattern, and on top we also have a downtrend channel pattern. Now this is a falling channel pattern and it's a bullish pattern in a long term, but right now Nifty has taken a resistance around 18,000 and thereby there was a massive fall in the recent trading sessions. Now if I go to a smaller time frame, in a hourly time frame, we can see that Nifty had recently formed inverse head and shoulders pattern. So basically this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this one is the right shoulder, and thereby we had a breakout, and next day the market opened gap up and there was a bullish sign. But later on Nifty came for a retest, and that has to happen whenever there is a breakout. Like if the stock wants to do a retest, it will do a retest. And if you just look at the beauty of this retest, when the market went up, it went with great momentum, but when the retest is happening, the price is slowly falling. So this says this is one of the sign that this is a retest. Okay, had if there was a massive fall, then we could tell that this is not a retest. All right, but now Nifty has closed in the verge of the retest. So what next? Now, due to the global sentiment, tomorrow, I mean on Monday, the market is going to open gap down. So what are you going to do? So case number one, if market opens gap down and immediately in a 15 minutes time frame, if we see that Nifty comes back to the same zone, so the zone is around 17,450. Okay, after opening gap down, if Nifty comes somewhere back to the zone, that means the momentum is bullish. So you can immediately go for a long position. Now, if at all Nifty opens gap down and if it starts coming up and if it takes a resistance from this point, if it forms any sort of a evening star or any sort of a long wick rejection candle in a 15 minutes time frame, then you can put your stop loss above that candle's high, and you can go with your risk to reward ratio. So that is case 2. Now case 3, what if it opens gap down and if it starts falling even more down? In that case, what you can do is that you can either wait for the price action, and if there is a pullback in the afternoon session, then looking at the pullback you can enter a trade. Otherwise, if it starts falling down and down, I would say stay away from the market for on Monday. Also guys, to mention, one of the point which I observed in Nifty was that if you just observe, this indicator is a 200 moving average. It's an exponential moving average. Now if you just look at the history of Nifty, whenever the Nifty comes near the moving average, it will either act as a support or it will either act as a resistance. So here you can see that initially it was acting as a support, and thereby for some time it acted as a resistance, and after that again it didn't work as a support over here, but later on you can see how beautifully it has been acting as a resistance. So whenever the price comes near the moving average, it used to act as a resistance, but now if you just observe, the price has come above the 200 moving average, and now it is right now acting as a support. Now tomorrow, if at all Nifty, now looking at the setup, that is the inverse head and shoulders pattern in Nifty, we know that if it is a genuine breakout from Nifty, then it's a bullish pattern. That is one point. Secondly, if I just add relative strength index indicator, I can see that there is a bullish divergence over here. Now what is this bullish divergence? So in short, if I just tell you all, Nifty when it was around 17,444, the divergence value or the RSI value is around 28, whereas when Nifty came somewhere close to that point, that is around 17,458, we can see that the RSI value is indicating around 40. So this clearly says that even if the price is consolidating sideways, the momentum is increasing upside. So this phenomena is called as a bullish divergence. Now this is one of the way to identify that the momentum is still there in a in a stock or in index. So that is one point which I would like to mention. Secondly, right now Nifty is taking support from 200 EMA. So tomorrow is going to be a very crucial where you have to observe if Nifty somehow comes back to that zone. That zone is above 17,450. Then we can expect some upside move in the upcoming days. So that's about Nifty. Now talking about Bank Nifty. Now if I show you Bank Nifty in a daily time frame, we can see that Bank Nifty is actually kind of forming a triple top. I wouldn't say exact triple top, but I would say a double top. So in this case, this is the first top and this is the second top. Now, if you also observe, Bank Nifty in the last 5 trading session has been consolidating in one particular range. So the range is exactly from 37,964 to 37,300 approximately. Very simple analysis for Bank Nifty. If at all Bank Nifty comes below 37,300, one could actually go for a short trade with a a small stop loss, and you can go for a target up to 36,838. Now why is this zone? I will just show it to you all. So this zone is basically a very important support zone. So you can see here, initially it took a support from here, and then again it took a support from here, and thereby it started taking resistance, and recently this was breached. All right, and this gap was created. That gap also has been filled. So tomorrow you have to just wait. If at all the Bank Nifty opens gap down, then it will easily give this target of 36,850. Okay, that is about the downside. And if it tomorrow it might not come so high in one day itself. I don't think if it opens gap down can recover this much. But if at all, if it recovers, if Bank Nifty goes above 37,950, if it is if it crosses 38,000, let's keep a whole number 38,000, then you could go for a long trade and you can go with the target of 38,500. So somewhere around 38,500 would be your target, which is, I think, is great. So that's about Bank Nifty. Now talking about the swing trading ideas. So the first stock which I have picked for swing trade is the HDFC. Now if I just show you HDFC in a daily time frame, we can see that HDFC has come to a very important zone. The zone is this one, that is 2,379. Now why is this so important? If you just look at the history, whenever the price comes over here, it bounces, right? When it came here, it bounced, and there was a breakdown from this zone, and immediately within few days the HDFC has come up. Now if you just observe, the price has come near the support zone. So last time when the price formed this candle, this is where I had entered, and next day we got almost 20%, but unfortunately I couldn't exit because I was not watching the market, and I waited if next day if it again goes up, but then I couldn't even exit over here. And then after that day when it started falling, so this is where I exited, because I knew that once it starts coming down, it's going to fill this gap. So when it started falling, I exited over here, and again when there was a rejection, can you see over here, there's a rejection candle, and if I just show you in a 15 minutes time frame, yeah, I think I bought it over here. Yeah, exactly. So when the gap started, when the gap was filled and when it started going up, this is where I entered. And initially I thought of putting a stop loss just below this support, but later on again I got busy and I couldn't watch the market. So right now my plan is simple. If the price tomorrow comes below this point, that is 2359 or somewhere, when it comes near that point, I'm going to add my quantities, and my stop loss would be 2331. Why 2331? Because if at all if it closes below this range, then there's a high probability then it can come anywhere downside. But as of now, one could initiate a swing trade and could go for a target of 2681, and thereby you can go for the top of the wick, that is 2930. And one thing, if you observe, when the market went up, the volume is massive. You can see that there's a massive volume over here. But when the market is falling, when HDFC started falling, you can see that there is no volume at all. So this is one way of telling that it is a retest. Retest of what? Retest of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So even HDFC had formed an inverse head and shoulders pattern. So that was one of the confirmation why I had taken a trade when it started coming close towards the breakout. So if I just talk precisely, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder, gap up and breakdown, and then thereby filled gap is filled. Now the retest also has been done is what I believe, and from here I see a upside potential in HDFC stock. Talking about the next stock, that is the HDFC Bank. Now, why did I choose HDFC Bank is because usually HDFC and HDFC Bank together are like a twin brothers. So if HDFC is going up, even HDFC Bank will go up. Similarly, if HDFC falls, HDFC Bank also starts falling. Now, HDFC Bank has not really come towards a buy zone. So what you could do is that tomorrow you can watch if HDFC comes somewhere near 1440, you can initiate a buy with a small stop loss below this, that is 1400. HDFC breaks this support, then the next support will be somewhere near 1381. So you have two opportunities to enter in HDFC Bank, either at this support or at the bottom, and you can go with a small stop loss below this candle's low, that is around 1350. So very good opportunity I see in HDFC Bank and HDFC. So you can trade according as per your risk to reward ratio. Now talking about the next stock, that is the Axis Bank. Now Axis Bank is a stock which I'm giving you before the breakout. Now the breakout in the breakout in Axis Bank is something like a inverse head and shoulders pattern. So you can see here, this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. So now if you observe Axis Bank, it has come to a verge of breakout. So last time when the price came with great momentum, I thought it would give a breakout and I was expecting to enter at the retest, but the breakout never happened and the market sentiment turned negative, and thereby we saw a fall that was in Axis Bank. But right now again the momentum, I can see that it's getting built up, and from here also it formed a kind of a morning star pattern, and thereby now the price is trying to break that multi-year resistance. So as soon as the price gives a closing above 850 in a daily time frame, one could go for a buy with the target that is being determined through the Fibonacci. So I'll just draw the Fibonacci retracement, and based on that I'll tell you the targets. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to catch the top and I'm going to connect it to the bottom, and this value, that is around 1025. Let's go with the whole number. 1000 rupees will be your target, first target, and the next target will be somewhere around 1227. So that's about Axis Bank. Make sure you have this in your watch list, and as soon as there's a breakout you can enter. But if you want to go safe, then you can enter when there's a retest of Axis Bank stock. Remember, this is in a daily time frame. It doesn't happen in 1 or 2 days. It will take few weeks to give you the results. So going to the next stock that I've picked up is Cipla, that is in the pharma sector. Now if you observe Cipla has been consolidating in this particular range. So the range is from 876 to 1000. So the price, whenever it goes near 1000, it takes the resistance, selling pressure comes down. Again, when the price comes to 880, there's a buying happening, there's a demand of the script, and again it goes up. And this consolidation continued, and recently on 14th March, it gave a breakout from that resistance, and now Cipla is in its retest state. Now how can I tell that Cipla is in retest? If I just turn on volume, you can see when there was a breakout, there's a massive volume increasing. But now when the price started to come down, there's massively volume decreasing. So this is one of the way to identify that the stock is actually in a retest. That's one thing. Now second thing, if you just observe, if I take you all to a smaller time frame in a 15 minutes, Cipla, you can see, has taken multiple support at this point. So the exact point is around 1006. So on 8th April, when the price came near this point, this is where I took my position. That is exactly at the bottom at 1008. I have bought Cipla. So thereby it made a high of 1030, and I'm still holding it. Now the price has closed somewhere around 1016. My initial target will be 1040, and thereby I would go for 1060, and thereby the all-time high, that is of 1082. Again, very good opportunity in Cipla. I feel this is a retest, and if the price comes somewhere near 1007, go ahead and buy. So this is my analysis for Cipla. Now going to the next stock, that is SAIL. Now if I show you SAIL in a daily time frame, I can see that SAIL has actually consolidated in a flag and pole pattern. Now you can call this as a falling wedge, or you can call this as a bullish flag. So basically this is the pole of the flag, and this one is the flag. All right. Now if you just observe SAIL, whenever the price goes up, it takes a resistance and it falls. Right now, if you want to go for a short trade, I'm giving you SAIL. Okay. So the sale has been taking resistance recently from 110 level, and I was holding sale when the price came near this point at 101. This is where I entered, and when it took a resistance, so this is where I exited sale. So I think with almost 8 to 9% gain, I exited sale, and right now the sale has been taking resistance and it started its downwards journey. Now if you want to go short trade, you can keep sale in your bucket list, and somewhere around 96 it has a very strong support, and you could plan to exit over here, and you can go with the stop loss of 114. So that's about sale. So also for me to go with sale for negative side, if I just show you nifty metal, if you just see, I feel personally it has kind of overstretched. So this was the zone which it was going, and right now it has broken the upside channel pattern also, and it has gone way too higher. Now if you see, whenever the price goes way too high from the moving average, it pulls it back, so again the price comes down. Similarly, that acts as a support and resistance. So if you're going with bullish trade, I've given already the four stocks, that is HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Cipla. If you're going with short trade, you can go for sale. So I hope you guys got some insights of Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis. If you like this video, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel if you're new to this. So that's all for now, and I wish you all the best for the upcoming week, and happy trading, and I'll see you in the next one.